And though we've had to kick a few doors down, we're stronger together. Separately we can survive, but together we thrive.
This is what we've been needing. I think it's beautiful to have a community that says we might be the first to step in directions that are scary or a little shaky.
I've been working in advertising for 12 years. For the most part, I'm either the only Black person on the team or the only person of color. It's not as diverse as it's portrayed to be.
There's like all sorts of things happening in Atlanta, but you're saying like when you're like outside the main city.
Exactly. Those are the places that don't get exposure to many opportunities.
There's a part of you that wants to be angry and frustrated, but then there's another part of you to say, how do I make an opportunity out of this?
It's like Robin Hood, you know, you make sure you give back to the people. We taking what's ours.
You just have to continue to push through, persevere, and just know that you're not alone. And there are people there to help and support you and lift you up in different spaces.
Like my mom used to say, always keep my hands open so that I can give and receive. Making sure that I'm sharing the information with other women that look like myself.
But by us doing it, we can ensure that we're not the only ones. So I love that Janis took it upon herself to say, okay, I've made it here, I've done this, but how might my sisters be able to join me?
To level the playing field so that all can have opportunities to thrive. And in any room that I'm in, whether it's at work or whether it's personal, that's what I'm here to do. That is my life's purpose.
What's up, it's Walt and Boss on the Street. Now, this whole series is all about me kind of finding answers and just seeing what's going on the streets with real people who are out here in the field doing it. Now, I heard about this event, the First Not Only Network. Now, this was designed specifically to support women of color in advertising, but since then it's kind of expanded to be inclusive of women of color in all professional fields, but it's still designed for women who are in these creative and advertising fields. I love it because right now there's a lot of changes that are happening, and so it's really interesting to kind of speak to the people who are doing the work real time, just talk about community and what that all looks like. They're doing their event at the Museum of Design Atlanta, which is a very special space. So let's go in and see what's going on. All right, so you can tell us, everyone, your name and what brought you out tonight.
My name is Kenya Brock, and I am here because of Janis starting this amazing organization. I have been a first, not only, and so I thought this was something amazing I wanted to be a part of and meet other people like me.
Can you tell me a little bit about when you first noticed that you were a first or only?
Yeah, it was early on in my career where I would be in meetings and I would look around and nobody looked like me. And it was a big aha moment, and I had to take that in and figure out how I wanted to handle that. What was my reaction? How would I move with that information?
Yeah, I feel like there's never like a right way to move around with that.
No, because there's a part of you that wants to be angry and frustrated, but then there's another part of you to say, how do I make an opportunity out of this? How do I lift as I climb, reach back? How do I be a sponsor, speak other names in the room? So.
Okay, I like that. I like that. Went from a first to bringing other people along with you.
Yep, absolutely. I think that's what I've taken out of it over the course of my years of don't look at it as a detriment, look at it as an opportunity.
An opportunity. I like that. Okay, so what field do you work in?
I'm in sales development.
Sales development.
Yes. Used to be in marketing and now I'm in sales development. So.
Okay. Can you tell me what's one thing about like the world of sales development that you wish would change?
Collaboration. It is all about collaboration, and you're working with your sales partners and other partners, but it needs to be stronger. We're all after the same goal, driving revenue for our company. So if we can make that collaboration and communication even stronger, we'll be really successful.
Okay. Together we are stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you say like the biggest risk that you've taken in your career so far?
Ooh, the biggest risk are moving. I have moved to cities where I didn't know anybody just to try out an opportunity. I have a very supportive family that they just said, take the opportunity. If you don't like it, come home, leave. So every opportunity I took, every leap of faith has benefited me. I have zero regrets.
Okay, I like that. Zero regrets, because that's like no small feat, just moving.
It is not. It's tough. Moving is stressful. It's one of the top 5 stressors. So to move for an opportunity where you know I'm going to be able to take some of this information and hopefully grow, whether it is something I continue with or whether it's short-lived, it was worth it.
If your career was a movie, what movie would it be?
Oh, my career. And I love movies. And I'm a film major, so I should think about that. Maybe like working 9 to 5, just trying to break through those glass ceilings.
Can you reenact the scene from that?
I cannot reenact a scene.
Oh, okay.
But
Study film, not the acting though.
it's a great film. So,
I've actually never heard of it, so you just put me on to
you've
something.
never seen 9 to 5?
Nah.
It's with Dolly Parton, Jane Fonda.
Is that where they had that song, like,
Please.
working?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Just put me on. All right, speaking of put me on, this is your moment to put us all on to something that you really love, you're interested in, or just something that everyone needs to know more about.
Ooh. I would say is network. Every opportunity I've gotten in my career is because of my network. So, and find your network before you need them. Just for a job or something like that. Just really learn to connect with people, likes, differences, all of that. And it'll serve you in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. Appreciate your time,
Thank
Kenya.
you.
Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
Doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. I always love, finding places where the community is really special.
Absolutely, especially in Atlanta. As a place like this, multicultural and just vibrant, like it's definitely great to find community.
Absolutely. All right. So what is your name and what brought you out here today?
My name is Brianna, and I am a friend of Janis's. We've been friends for a few years now. We started working together and developed a friendship. So I've been coming to her events for a while.
Okay. So you actually can't find friends at work.
You really can. It's, it's not always, but you can.
Yeah, you got to put them through the chest. Be like, can I really?
Absolutely.
I
So
like
you're
it.
one of the good ones.
Okay, I like that. So can you tell me, have you ever felt like you were a first or an only?
Absolutely. Oh my goodness. So I will say I'm a first generation college graduate. So definitely in that.
Congratulations. Okay.
Yeah, so that's definitely one of those times where I felt the first. And then also I went to a predominantly white institution. So I often felt the only as well. So kind of 2 for 1 there.
Okay. Has anything changed? Being in Atlanta, I'm not from here, but when I got here, I was like, oh my God, we everywhere. I love it.
Everywhere. Yeah, absolutely. The diversity is so beautiful. And not only the diversity of how you look, but like the diversity of how people think, is really great here. So yeah.
Okay, fact. They don't talk about that all the time too.
There you go.
That's special. So have you found that diversity in the workforce here in Atlanta, or is it kind of similar to being at a PWI?
Great question. I will say, I guess it really just depends on where you work. For instance, I work for a large corporation. I work remotely, but I do have a pretty diverse team. But also in the Atlanta area, you definitely do have diversity in so many different areas. It's so great to see people that look like you in like high positions at companies, showing that you can work towards that. So I definitely think that you have it in the scene of Atlanta.
Okay. So what exactly is it that you do?
Yeah, so I am a recruiter. So I help people get jobs. I work for the Walt Disney Company, actually. So
Okay, that's what's up. Helping people make magic.
storytelling, magic, all that in the above.
Okay. I feel like the recruiter position right now is like the most loved and most hated. It's like kind of what's it like on your side of things?
Ooh, like you said, loved and hated, right? So when you love when you're able to get those candidates, those jobs, right? But then when you have to turn some of them down, that's like the hated part. But definitely keeping them in your network and utilizing them for other roles has really worked for me. But it's up and down for sure. We try to get opportunities for everyone, but you realistically can't. So,
Hey, pro tip: do not make the recruiter mad. She's gonna remember you.
be kind to everyone.
Be kind to everyone. I like that. Okay, so can you tell me what's something about your industry, whether the recruiting industry or the industry you work in at the Walt Disney Company, that you feel needs to change?
Ooh, I would say access. So I'm from Atlanta, but I'm from like the South Side, more of like a smaller suburban city. And so there were many things that I did not know about until I got in programs like this. And so oftentimes we're overlooked in those smaller communities. So definitely the access to the opportunities, I think, really needs to change and be more wide range for everyone.
Okay, that's so interesting. I feel like there's like all sorts of things happening in Atlanta, but you're saying like when you're like outside the main city.
Exactly. When you're more like in the burbs or in the boroughs of Atlanta, those are the places that don't get exposure to many opportunities.
What's been the biggest risk that you've taken in your career?
The biggest risk that I've taken in my career, I would say during COVID, actually, moving to New York, I got an opportunity to work with NBC Universal in New York. Never been to New York at all, but took that risk to go up there and work at 30 Rock for a big major corporation. I think that risk definitely paid off because it led me to this role I have now with Disney. So I just went out on a limb, moved, and did what I had to do. So yeah, that was one of the biggest risks. So take that risk. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So I took that one.
Oh, Michael Jordan. That was Michael Jordan, right?
Me on that one. I think Kyrie Irving said it in Uncle Drew. So
Shout out to basketball players. If your career was a movie, what movie would it be?
Movie. If my career was a movie, that's a great. I'm trying to run through every movie in my head right now. You stumped me on this one. This is the one you stumped me on. My career was a movie. I'm trying to think of some of my
Say like Monsters Inc. Or trying to think of the Disney Pixar world. I'd hope not actually.
Let's go with Cinderella.
Cinderella.
Let's go with Cinderella. Cinderella's story of being, that overlooked and then, going to that ball, taking those opportunities, taking those interviews and landing the role, I would say. So unexpected, but it happened. So I would say Cinderella. Thank you for that, Disney.
I like that. I like Cinderella. Someone's found the glass slipper. Okay.
Gotta look for it.
Gotta look for it. All right, last question. It's really not even a question. It's an opportunity for you to put us on. Put us on to something that you find very interesting, that you love, or just something that everyone needs to know more about.
Can I go with the Posse Foundation? So another nonprofit that helped me get a full ride scholarship to my university that I went to. So I would say the Posse Foundation. So shout out to them, for juniors and seniors in high school. Definitely apply to the Posse program to get a full tuition scholarship to school.
Shout out to the Posse program. Okay. Oh, thanks for your time. Can anywhere follow you places? Or?
Yeah, so on Instagram at Breezky, BreezkyYYY, so 3 Ys, as well as Brianna Ross on LinkedIn.
So, Brandy, what brought you out here today?
I just love the idea of this event, to be able to be around collective women that look like us.
That's really special, right? Something special about community and like seeing you in other places too, right?
Yeah, I can let my locks down and be my full self, and I don't have to code switch or be anything but Brandy.
I like that. So since the whole event is about first, not only, can you tell me about a time where you felt like the first or the only?
Yeah, so my background is in wardrobe and prop design for movies, print ads. And then from there, I evolved into a tea sommelier or tea maker, designer or tea master blender. And those are like ceilings that generally don't look like myself. And so, those microaggressions of, oh, how did you decide to start a tea company? Or how did you get into wardrobe? Are those questions that are rooted in, I know how I got here. How did you find about this secret space that I'm in as well? So I'm a lot of time the first. But with that, those 18, 20 years of experience, I've decided that I'm not going to be the only.
Okay.
So making sure that I'm sharing the information with other women that look like myself, so that if it is an interest that they have, that I, like my mom used to say, always keep my hands open so that I can give and receive.
I love that. We need more of you out there. So like nowadays, you've kind of had experience all of those things. Like how long until you felt like you really belonged, or were you just confident from the get-go?
Well, sometimes depends on the space you're in, right? When you're here, of course you feel like you belong. I was recently in Japan, and what I love is they didn't look at me that I was a brown woman. They looked
really?
They just saw a person that made tea, and they saw green, right? They saw dollars, and they saw that I knew my product and that I was interested in purchasing from them. But then you get to other places like a World Tea Expo in Vegas, and you have different elements and different people who have decided to assimilate themselves in spaces, and because they're uncomfortable, they make you feel uncomfortable or try to make you feel uncomfortable.
They're trying to make you feel bitter.
Yeah. So now that I'm older, I now recognize it, right? Before I was intimidated by it, and now it's just funny to me, And so now I'm more, as you grow older and become more confident and knowledgeable in what you know, and knowing what you know, you can recognize the person across from you as that's their problem. And so I don't own what they're going through.
I love that message. I can't wait for everyone to hear this. Okay, so let me ask you this. Can you tell me about a time when you took like a big risk in your journey?
I think starting a tea company is a risk, right? Changing like a big leap of careers. Those two things are not at all the same. Opening a retail is a risk. Hiring my first employee is a risk. Now having 38 employees is a risk.
What?
I know, right? Risk is what you believe is to be a risk, right? Somebody else might see that as, oh, that's just whatever. Even these women in this room, right? To ask their boss to evaluate them or go for a coffee talk may be a risk, right? Because they're afraid of what their boss may say. So people sometimes are just risk averse, regardless of what that is in their particular life or the stage that they're in. But sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid, and just go for it. Or, old school paper, write your pros and cons down and, remember that and just find a way that works best for you and do it.
I said, remember that. I can find 3 different pros and cons, man. Questioning everything. All right. So let me ask you this. If your career and journey was a movie, what movie would it be?
Ooh. My favorite movie. Oh, my favorite movie. The Wiz.
The Wiz?
Michael Jackson, Diana Ross,
classic.
Walls, all those. Oh, the Queen is sweet.
Oh, she has started. So we must go. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Oh, what's your socials and everything and name of your business?
The name of my business is Just Add Honey.
Just Add Honey?
Yeah, JUST ADDHONEY.
Okay. I love it. I'm going to look it up and tag you and everything when this is out. But yes, thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you.
This is a risk.
Say what?
This is a risk.
Oh, yeah.
Getting in
Yes,
front
it
of
is.
the camera and
Yes, it
being
is.
amazing.
Amazing. I'm just trying to find the amazing people for real. So, yeah. Thank you.
I work in advertising, for those of you who don't know, and it is a very, very non-inclusive environment. It is not easy many people tend to leave it after first 1 to 2 years of being there, but I love advertising so much that nobody's going to walk out of it. I don't care what happened, but also it is our culture that we tend to. I knew I needed to continue to create this space, yes, for marketing, advertising, but really for all professional women of color specifically. I could not be more excited and more grateful to welcome this group of movers, shakers, and change makers to the very first not only mixer. I cannot believe what you did. Tonight has been a long time coming. The brain power in this room, the passion in this room, the drive in this room, they are all unmatched anywhere. It's opportunity, it's doors open, it's seats at the tables of power that we need and we deserve. That's where First Not Only comes in. We thought long and hard about who should be in this room. And when I say we, it was just me, y'all. I don't think y'all but we wanted women of achievement and influence, check. Just as importantly, we wanted women of vision who believe in community. We wanted women who believe in connection. Women who believe in Mary Church Terrell's charge that we lift as we climb. That's the only prerequisite to being in this room. We live out Reverend Bernice King's teaching that we commit ourselves to a life beyond our own aspirations. And I would say check, check, and check. First Not Only will facilitate meaningful new connections between women of color who are leaders and even those who are going to be leaders in advertising, marketing, and communication careers at every stage. With the knowledge that we go farther together, this network will help us to invest in ourselves by investing in each other. We will also create space so that those of you who answer every LinkedIn message, who always are at coffee with someone, there's a few of those in this room who've been there for me. This is about you all and really, really helping women of color get a toehold in this industry, any professional industry, and help any way that you can. We want you to be able to pass the baton of membership, mentorship, and confidently say, I know just the person you should meet. Finally, First Not Only will keep us at the center, y'all. The challenges we face navigating the fault lines of gender and race are very unique, and it takes a certain type of person to know it and to deal with it. And First Not Only is a space to show up as your full, authentic selves, and look how y'all showed up. So don't hold back. Do not make yourself small. You are brilliant, you're talented, and you are worthy. Own it, celebrate it, and then carry that belief everywhere you go. So many of us have been climbing the career mountain mountain in isolation, and I think many of you feel that. We've had to figure it out as we went. We've had to advocate for ourselves without even knowing what that is. We're stronger together. Separately we can survive, but together we thrive. And though we've had to kick a few doors down to become the first because of this connection, because of this community, we wouldn't be able to be. I really appreciate y'all. And go mingle, go have a good time, and let's call it a day, ladies. Let's give yourselves a round of applause.
What's up, y'all? Wall from Boss on the Street. I'm here with the LinkedIn icon. I just see her. I feel like, when you go to certain events or certain people that you see, I didn't really see what I saw was a flash of purple, right? And I was like, that gotta be, it is her. So first off, how you doing? How you feeling?
I'm good. The purple hair is a part of the brand, so it's working.
It's definitely working, 10 out of 10.
Thank you.
All right, so you are the branding icon. We see you were posting a whole bunch of advice and stuff on LinkedIn and everything. But you've been doing this for like 12 years now, right? So can you tell me what's the biggest risk that you've taken in your career so far?
The biggest risk that I've taken was quitting my job. I quit my full-time job in 2021, and I was like, I'm just going to use this as an opportunity to go off on my own. I wasn't quite sure what I was going to be doing. I was just like, I have skills. I know I can leverage them, so I'm going to use them to secure a bag and get my coin. And it was very risky because I didn't really have a plan in place. I just did it kind of on a whim. And I had a month's worth of savings, but it worked out because now I have the best job ever and I love it. And that's what I really set out to do, get a job that I love.
Did people call you crazy when you quit your job?
Yeah.
1 month savings.
Yes.
Oh man. So did you feel like you were crazy though?
I didn't feel like I was crazy. I was just unsure. I mean, I definitely knew that I would be able to figure out what my next step was going to be. At the end of the day, I'm a hustler. I'm Jamaican. It's in our blood to be a hustlers. And I think for me, it was more so about just taking my time and figuring out what I wanted to do every step of the way instead of pressuring myself to feel like I had to perform or execute on certain things. So I really just trusted the process, and so far it's been going great.
I feel like Jamaicans and Nigerians, y'all like the hustlers of the year, just like top notch, can't play with the. Who goes harder, Jamaicans or Nigerians?
Definitely Jamaicans. You're
Hey.
definitely.
All right. So let me ask you this: 12 years in this industry, what have you ever felt like the first or the only, especially doing what you do?
Literally all the time. I've been working in advertising for 12 years, like I mentioned, and for the most part, in a lot of the companies I've worked for, the companies I've worked with, I'm either the only Black person on the team or the only person of color. And I think that speaks to a larger issue with the advertising industry as a whole. It's not as diverse as it's portrayed to be. Even within multicultural marketing agencies, still not as diverse as it should be. But
In the multicultural, it ain't.
You would be surprised. Yes. So
Where's the culture, yo?
where is the culture? That's the question. So I think the industry just has a bit of ways to go in terms of actually putting people in the right places and also in leadership positions. Because typically what happens is you'll see a lot of people at the individual contributor level who are Black and brown or queer. But once you start rising and going into director, senior executive, C-suite level, that's when that kind of starts to dwindle down and it just gets wider and wider. Yeah.
Man, we got to change that. All right, so let me ask you this. If your career so far was a movie, what movie would that be?
Ooh, that's such a great question. If my career was a movie, what would it be? This is a person that came to me, The Avengers.
I like it. Which Avenger? All of them?
No, the first Avengers film. But I would say, like, with the context that we have Captain America kind of coming into his own and realizing his power and who he is, and then we get to the Avengers, and then he's ready to assemble a team. And I've assembled my team, and it's a fabulous team, and we're wonderful together.
Okay, shout out to the Avengers team. I can't wait till the movie comes out. All right. All right, so thank you for your time. Now, the last thing I have for you is basically like a put me on thing. You tell the world something that you're really loving right now, you're interested in, or just the world needs to know more about. It can be anything.
LinkedIn creators. I am one. I'm a big advocate for creators exploring LinkedIn as a platform. And I know it's not one that people think of first when you think about influencing and content creation, but LinkedIn, or as I like to call it, the briefcase app, is where it's at. And there's so much opportunity there. I myself have made over $100,000 this year so far on LinkedIn.
Oh, congratulations. Let's stop real quick. Congratulations. All on LinkedIn.
Thank you, which was more than my last full-time salary, so not for me. So I'm very excited to be in this space as a creator, kind of carving my own path. And I'm also trying to push the LinkedIn agenda as much as I can to other creatives.
Okay. Well, I'm on there, but I'm about to be on there a bit more. 100,000. I like that. All right. Well, appreciate your time and thank you. And we enjoy the rest of the evening.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right. And what's your name?
Ashley.
Ashley.
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Ashley.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so what brought you out here today?
Janice, we're good friends, so anything she has, I will support.
Shout out to the community. I like that.
Absolutely, for sure.
All right, so can you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Sure. So I work in healthcare, specifically HR, talent acquisition. So not in advertising or marketing, different industry, but yeah.
Okay. I like it. Well, shout out to everyone in the healthcare. People keep us alive and everything.
Absolutely. Helping people, saving lives, for sure.
That's what it's all about. All right. So you tell me, have you ever felt like you were the first or the only in your field?
All the time. I just think in life, but you just have to continue to push through, persevere, network in a community like this, and just know that you're not alone. And there are people there to help and support you and lift you up in different spaces.
Has it been like easy for you to find that community?
It has not been. It has taken time. It has been a journey, but where I'm at now, I'm very blessed to have the village that I do have, for sure. Yeah.
Shout out to the village.
Hello.
All right. So can you tell me what's something in your world right now? Because I feel like the talent acquisition, y'all are either loved or hated, but
I know.
it's not fair, right?
It's not. It's whack.
What's something that you wish would change about your industry?
I hear this all the time with specifically recruiting, is that people get ghosted by recruiters, and I hate to hear that. I do think it's two sides of the coin. Recruiters are overworked, but there's still a level of respect and responsibility that we have with assisting people and finding their next career. So I wish that we could really change the way that recruiters operate with talent. Yeah.
I like that. I'm pushing for that too. When you say
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So what would you say is like the biggest risk that you've ever taken in your career?
Oh, the biggest risk. So I wasn't always in HR. I don't want to say it was a risk, but it was a pivot. Because I was comfortable in sales, made good money, but I wasn't all the way happy. I was comfortable. And I knew I had to switch it up, but I didn't really know how or where. So HR kind of came to me through prayer and just networking. And I took the leap. I didn't have any experience, but someone believed in me that you can do it. And I said, all right, you believe in me, let's do it. So we did it, yeah.
Did you ever ask them, like, what was it that made them believe in you so much?
I think confidence, like just kind of being honest with where I was in my career journey and in a space of figuring it out, honestly, and just being transparent. My skill set, saying what I can do and making it work.
I love it. So if your career journey was a movie, what movie would that be?
Okay, I don't know. These questions should have been time to study. I don't know. Like, you can edit that out. I don't know.
I like that.
I don't know.
All right. Well, last thing for you is basically the put me on thing. Can you put us on to something that you find interesting, you love, or just the world needs to know more about? It could literally be anything.
AI.
AI, okay.
AI. I'm actually looking into some courses and certifications. It's the future. AI.
All right. Y'all heard it. Appreciate your time.
Of course. Thank you. Y'all take care.
Absolutely. So what's your name?
Charlene.
Charlene?
Yeah, Charlene Brown.
All right, Charlene Brown. So what brought you out here tonight?
So actually, Janice invited me. I met Janice through a mutual friend, and then she became a patient of mine. And we were just talking about what she does and what I do, and she said, "You need to come to my event." So that's why I'm here.
What is it that you do?
Dentistry.
Dentistry.
Mhm.
Shout out to the dentist. So do you like talk to your patients while you're like actually like doing work in their mouth?
No, I don't think that's fair because if I do that, like it's not like we can really have conversation, right? You got your mouth open, so no. I wait until, I'm done and I sit you up so that we can actually talk.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
my dentist, he be talking all sorts, asking me
Okay.
questions, waiting for me to respond. I'm like,
Fair,
what?
right? It's
Yeah.
like my mouth is open, I can't say anything.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe Morse code or something. I don't know. So what's something that you would love to see change in your industry?
Something that I would love to see change is less do-it-yourself or basement dentistry. I've had to see a lot of patients that have had work done improperly and have needed, more extensive treatment because of what they've had done by someone who isn't necessarily a professional. So would just like to see less of that. Because a lot of the times this is work that's being done on very young patients. When I say young, I mean like in their 20s. And, you got your teeth for the rest of your life. You want them to be as healthy as they can be for as long as you're alive. And if you're doing really aggressive things to harm them when you're younger, especially by someone who's not a professional, you're just shortening the lifespan of your teeth. So just would like to see less of that, of course, work being done by professionals, So just take that into consideration when you try to call up these basement dentists.
Hey, Atlanta, y'all heard it. Don't just get your teeth done by everybody. Make sure they're licensed, credentialed.
Licensed and credentialed.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right. So, we're here at the First Not Only event. In your field, have you ever felt like a first or a only?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty common. I can't think of the statistic off the top of my head, but I want to say it's maybe about 2% of dentists are Black. It doesn't necessarily feel like it here in Atlanta just because, there's so many of us here, but that's not the case nationwide. But I find that often when I go into spaces here, particularly when I'm taking CE courses, yeah, there will be instances where I am the only Black person, Black woman in that space. But just, dentistry, just as an industry, is very much, white male dominated. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'm glad to see you were here. I feel like here in Atlanta, I see a lot more Black dentists, and I love it.
Definitely. I mean, and I've got, lots of patients of color, lots of Black patients. So being in my own, space, it makes it more comfortable. I don't necessarily feel the whole, only. I don't feel like the only as much when I'm in my own space.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's kind of hot and toasty out here. So last question for you.
Yeah.
If your whole career journey was a movie, what movie would it be?
Oh, Lord. What movie would it be? I don't know. Let me think. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that
That's
one because
okay.
I have no idea.
We can swap that for like if you have.
It's gotta be something pivoting. It has to be something with a pivot because
Something with
dentistry's
a
my
pivot.
second career.
Oh, really?
Yeah, dentistry's my second career. So something with a pivot.
What's a good pivot movie? What do you think? Oh, good
So,
Taraji movie.
Okay, I'll take
Not
that.
Straw, right?
Well, see, I didn't see that, so I can't claim that.
All right. Well, I hope not. That was a
tragic.
dark movie. It's very
Yeah,
tragic.
I heard it was tragic, which is why I didn't watch it. I'm trying to
Same,
get my
same.
spirits up.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely. Okay. Well, thank you for your time and appreciate you coming out and everything.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
How are you feeling?
I am both excited, elated, I'm relieved. I'm literally on cloud nine. I mean, just the look of this room, I'm full. I think that's the best way to put it. I am completely full.
Full and fulfilled. I like
Yes,
that. I
full
like
fulfilled.
that.
That's it.
It's a beautiful event you put on.
Thank
It's like
you.
a whole collective of people from just all over the city. Like, you really did your thing with this.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yes,
it. Thank
and
you.
an anniversary event too.
Yes, number four.
Number four.
Yes, and started this thing, I mean, honestly, out of the blue, just having a conversation with someone and using the phrase, first not only, and someone saying, you should do something with that. And of course, me ignoring it because I'm a Sagittarius. I do what I want and when I want. And then had this mission and vision. And honestly, to be quite honest with you, to like bottom line it, I think I have met my purpose in life, and this is what that begets.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
And so how would you define that purpose? Is it kind of creating spaces for people, platforming others? Like, how would you define that?
Leveling, I'll tell you, my life's purpose is to level the playing field so that all can have opportunities to thrive. That is my life's purpose. And in any room that I'm in, whether it's at work or whether it's personal, that's what I'm here to do.
I've been asking everybody what's something they feel that needs to change in their industry. So for you, what would that be?
I'll give you a stat. In 1979, which I'm not ashamed to say that was the year I was born, advertising was 5% Black. And in 2001, advertising was 6% Black. So in that many years, 40 plus years, it had only marginally moved. And I will tell you, I know that we belong at these tables because it is our culture that they advertise. So we should be at these tables. And so I do believe advertising is gatekept. And when you look at this room, and I'm going to say advertising, marketing, PR, comms, all of it kind of lumped into one, I think it's gatekept. And here we are today seeing that it's so many of us in this amazing industry. I love advertising. I do want to make that clear. I love what I do. I love helping brands. We have Honey Pot here. I love helping brands connect to consumers. And it's not just about reaching the consumer. You also have to resonate with the consumer. So I love the work that I do, but I want us to take it a step further and also understand that brands also have to have an inclusive mindset as well.
You can't just find an intern or find some talent to be in there. You got to think it, walk it, live it.
Exactly. Thank you.
So one last question for you. If your career was a movie, what movie would it be?
Ooh. I'm going to say this and I don't know why, so don't ask me a follow-up question, but like The Italian Job, it's just, it's something about that movie that is like so badass of like, we're going to rob you blind. You ain't even going to know it. I don't know. It's just very G, but I would have to say Italian Job. Okay. You know?
Badass Janis coming to rob you. Watch out.
Yes. I'm not coming to rob you, but we taking what's ours.
Take what's ours.
Yes,
and giving it to the people. Because didn't they like, no spoilers here, but they gave all the money away, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's probably why I love the movie, because it's like Robin Hood, you know, you make sure you give back to the people. So yes, to bring it full circle.
I like that.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time. Appreciate
Thank
all
you.
this and inviting me out here.
Of course. Thank you, dear. Appreciate you.
What's everyone? We're here at the First Not Only event. I love this event, by the way.
Thank you.
Anniversary episode, 4 years doing this. How's it feel?
Happy birthday. Feels
Happy
great.
birthday.
Happy birthday to us. No, it feels really, really good. It feels great.
I like
Very happy to be here. This is a beautiful place. I'm Asha Hunter, the Director of Operations for First Not Only Network. So this has been a labor of love. This is the second event I've done. Janis started this a year ago, and she did one in July, and then she did one in November after the election, which was really important for us. So after that second one, I was like, I want to help. So I pitched her. We are friends. She's my mentor. I could have shot her a text, but I was like, I want to come correct because this is important and professional. So I had the AI help me build like an email. I was like, this is all the things that I do in my 9 to 5. And so I sent her the email, and she was so happy because she's been doing all of this on her own. And this is a lot of work, but this is her calling. So I'm just happy to be a part of it. So the inaugural event for this year was at the Fox Theater, the Marquee Club, which was big. We had our logo, so that was a big deal. And now we're here with a logo and with a website and with merch. So we've grown a lot in 12 months. So we're just really proud of the community. We're proud of them showing up for us and the ways that people have come up to help build a logo or to help build a website, help us like navigate this because it's all new. And so we love the women that are here. One of my friends who's here, who's been to 2 events, she goes, Black women are my favorite genre. I love when she says that. Shout out to Ashley Linzo, that's her line. But yeah, and that's how I feel too. So we're happy to be here.
I like that. You know, we don't always hear a lot about like, you know, people who kind of start something, but not as much of people who kind of join in to help what was started kind of grow a bit more. And those people are usually like the big like battery in the back kind of thing to keep it going. I like that. Appreciate all that you're doing here.
Thank you so much. And we love you guys for supporting us, and we're just excited for what's coming next. So continue to support FNON. We out here. Thanks.
I gotta ask you, I've been asking everybody, like, what's one thing that you feel needs to change about the industry that you work in?
Awareness. I feel like when you are privileged and you have opportunities that come your way, you don't think about those who may not know because they haven't come out that way, they haven't had the support. haven't had people help navigate, which is what this is about. And so when you have that awareness, you have hopefully more of a sense to want to support and want to help when you're not a person of color or you're not a cisgender female or, someone who, I don't like to say we're on the margins. I don't believe in being, I feel like that's a label. But when you are ignored, and there's those systemic things that prevent us from being able to move up the ladder, there's awareness from people who have power that can really help. And that's what true allyship is. And so I think what's lacking, what we need more of is awareness, because from there we can start to really support everybody. So
I like that. Awareness, y'all. Y'all heard it. All right.
It's a gift. Self-awareness is a gift. So yeah, thank you, Walter. Thanks.
Thank you. We have like almost a keynote speaker, a big contributor to this event.
Sponsor.
Gift sponsor. Yeah, but no, when they were talking about this event, they kind of spoke very highly of you and everything that you're doing and everything. So it's great to have you out here. But what really got you interested in this event?
Honestly, this is what we've been needing, what I've needed and what so many of the women here have needed. And so I think it's beautiful to have a community that says we might be the first to step in directions that are scary or a little shaky, but by us doing it, we can ensure that we're not the only ones. And that charge is very near and dear to my heart. I don't believe that I should get somewhere and say, oh, I made it, good for me, and not worry about anyone else who might want to get there too. And so I love that Janis took it upon herself to say, okay, I've made it here, I've done this, but how might my sisters be able to join me? I think that's very beautiful.
That is beautiful. And have you ever felt like a first or a only in your journey?
I think that yes, in the sense that I was the first of my family to really leave home and go to college somewhere else, somewhere where I hadn't been before. I didn't go to an HBCU. And so I did a lot of things that were a little bit different from what my family had done. And that was scary, but I found a community there. And then I've been able to advise others on making that type of decision as well. And so I think whenever you see someone doing something that inspires you, it gives you just a little bit more courage and a little bit, little pep in your step to do the same thing.
I like that. It seems like it's paid off. Like I've seen your name on a lot of lists, especially this year and everything. You've been doing your thing. But let me ask you, I believe you were once a middle school teacher, right?
Oh, you really did your research. Yes, I taught 6th and 7th grade language arts in Washington, D.C. That I was not the first to do that. I come from a long line of teachers, and so I felt that was a really beautiful way to give back to the community, honestly, the public school community that brought me up, not in D.C., but just generally the public school institution. And so I spent 2 years teaching and then 4 years working for a nonprofit that provided high school seniors with paid professional internships, workforce development, job readiness, and college prep to make sure that they could, I wouldn't just be the first.
All right, big in education. Yeah. All right, so what's something that you kind of learned or picked up while teaching that's helped you now that you're a VP in the marketing world?
Gosh, it's so interesting. It took me a while to make this connection, but when I was teaching, I was literally selling something and it was free. I was like, would anyone like an education? 6th and 7th graders, are you interested in learning, how to read this text at a grade level, right? And I was selling something. I didn't realize it at the time. And I had my class were kind of like my consumers, and they all had different needs, and they like to be spoke to differently. They like to be reached differently. I had to engage them in different ways. And now I think about them all the time when I market. Not everyone wants to hear the message the same way or receive the message the same way. And so that's how teaching was very transferable for me.
I love that answer. Okay, well, last question for you. If your career was a movie, what movie would it be?
Bring it on.
I like that.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. This went by really quickly. This event is really good. It's a lot of really amazing people here. I thought I'd have time to just sit and talk with everybody, but I see someone, get ready to speak to them, and then they just disappear. So it's just like networking is really interesting, but I like being here. The camera makes it a lot easier. Then she gone. Yeah. She out. 5,000. All right. What's up, everyone? We're here at the First Not Only event. How's the night been for you so far?
It's been a really nice night. Met some great people, made some good connections so far. So good.
Okay, I like that. And what's your name?
I am Nikki Taylor, and I own and operate a couple of businesses, but One of them is a PR firm called Nikki Taylor PR. So that's the first one. The second one is my husband and I co-own a miniature golf course in Fairburn called Swing and Fling. So it's miniature golf and axe throwing. And then the third one is we just kind of started this one, or we brought it back into the fold. It's called Vine's Tasting Room, which is a pop-up wine experience business where we bring wine to different events, wine tasting and things like that.
Okay, we got the wine, we got miniature golf, axe throwing, and PR and everything.
Yes,
okay.
Yeah.
That's cool. I feel like you got almost all like the infinity stones that have like everything you need to grow your business, start a business, and create like really cool environments and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think they all kind of work together because the PR background, you can use in the other two businesses, and then the other, like as far as like Swing is concerned, bringing people to that and then incorporating wine into it. So they kind of all work together for the most part.
Let me ask you, have you ever felt like a first or an only in your journey?
I have definitely felt like an only, but I would say only more so related to age as opposed to race. And that's where you have to really recognize what you bring to the table and be able to set the tone that you know what you know, and that people need to take you seriously, because I think in some situations I was the youngest and I wasn't taken as a professional, but I knew what I knew because I was trained in it. So with that, I think it just was just, sometimes you have to sit back and let people see for themselves, because you can keep telling them and saying, I know this, but you have to take a moment and step back and allow them to see your worth. And eventually, I think they come around, because sometimes, talking is great, but if you show me your actions, that's when I start to see like, oh, they really do know what they're doing. So that was a situation where I had to let the actions speak for themselves.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like it. You got to be like, okay, I've told you before, but I'm just going to show y'all.
Yeah, and sometimes, I don't know what these kids say today, but it's a flex. You got to flex on people sometime, like, okay, you can sleep on me if you want to. Mm-hmm. But trust me, when you wake up, you're going to see. So you kind of have to, people, okay, sit back, and then eventually they're like, oh, well, she really does know what she's doing. Yes, I do. I tried to tell you, but,
I've been telling you, but I just had to show you, see?
I got to show you.
As Kendrick says, sometimes you got to pop out and show them.
You said it well.
Hey, you said it well too.
Yeah. You got to kind of like put your chest out sometimes. Yeah.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What would you say is the biggest risk you've ever taken in your career?
The biggest risk I have ever taken is being an entrepreneur.
Big risk.
Yeah, because you have you wear so many hats. You're literally the jack of all trades. And I say this to a lot of people who will ask me, like, how is it owning your own businesses? And I say that it's very hard to operate in your business and on your business. And you may have to ask people to help you in operating in your business, because to me, in some instances, it's more imperative to operate on it and figure out what you need to do to scale. So if you need to hire somebody to operate in it and do the day-to-day stuff, that's fine, because that can be, automated, and you get people to, do certain things. But to operate on it is a different level, because you have to literally go out and seek what it is that you need to scale yourself. So it's very hard to operate in and on it. So I think that's being an entrepreneur and a small business owner is probably that's the risk that I've taken. But the thing about being an entrepreneur is that you own your time. So when you own your time, you don't have to answer to anybody. You do what you want, you do what you feel. You don't have to say, oh, can I get a week off because I gotta go, like, you work it out. So that's probably the biggest risk, but also it's hard. Don't get me wrong, but it's the biggest risk, but also the biggest reward. Yeah.
I
would
like that.
definitely say that.
That's a beautiful answer. I definitely relate to that too. Yeah. Okay, so last question for you. If your career was a movie, what movie would it be?
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. I like that answer.
See how quick I answered?
Right.
Because it's just, sometimes it's quiet and sometimes just like, so I would say probably Jurassic Park. Because I feel like that movie, it was kind of like you didn't know what to expect in some instances, in some scenes. They didn't know when the dinosaurs, it was just like, okay, you can't really prepare because you don't know. And then sometimes they were able to prepare because they would see things and like, okay, I know we got to handle it like that. But there's just a lot of things and a lot of obstacles. But eventually you come out on top. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's true. They always, well, not everyone. Shout out to everyone who did not survive in Jurassic Park, but they usually come out on top.
Yeah. Most of them did. I mean, some of them didn't, but the ones that didn't, if I recall correctly, were the ones that were doing the things that they weren't supposed to.
That's true. Except for, did you see the new one?
No, I haven't seen the new one.
So watch the new one.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I remember in the old one, there were some people that got eaten because they were trying to do stuff.
Doing too much. Oh, you know what? This movie's a perfect analogy for...
When you do too much, you're literally overwhelmed, and then you quit, or you get eaten alive.
All right. Appreciate you. Where can everyone follow you and just learn more about all the stuff that you do?
Yeah. So for the PR business, our website is Nikki Taylor, that's Niki, Taylor, PR.com. You can also find us on Instagram at Nikki Taylor PR. Swing is swingatlanta.com. Or you can find us at swing_ATL on Instagram, and I think on TikTok too. And then Vines Tasting Room is just that, Vines with an S, Tasting Room. And that's our website, vinestastingroom.com, or on IG, Vines Tasting Room.
All right. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Is it recording right now? Yeah. Okay. Hey, this event's really cool. I like it. It's a networking event. She has certain activities that help with meeting people, so it's really introvert friendly. They did this thing where they took pictures of everybody and gave someone's picture to someone else so that you had to go and find that person. So we're going to talk to one of the people who's doing those pictures, like manning the station. So what's up? You can see her right now in the blacks. I think she's busy right now, but she's a lady doing it. We're going to see if we can ask her some questions once she's finished up. What's your name?
Tiffany.
Tiffany, hey. Well, do you want to do an interview real quick?
Sure.
All right, cool. All right. What's up, y'all, as well at the First Not Only Network. I've been meeting a lot of wonderful people, and I saw you walk around. I was like, oh, you know what? I feel like you got a story. So what brought you out here today?
Janis Middleton. She is that icon, a legend. She is the moment. And just want to network with all of these beautiful, wonderful people in Atlanta. It's so beautiful to see all of these women, all of these Black women. Just everyone's have all these aspirations, doing their thing, different businesses, different parts of the industry. It's just always a very inspirational time just to see everyone come together. Everyone's so friendly and open and inviting. And it's just a great place to meet people.
I like that, yeah. A lot of different types of people, different backgrounds. You know what it is that actually made me be like, I want to talk to you? It's the glasses. You got your style. I like them.
You know
I like
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, it's an art situation. So I was like, I got to have a little art situation. A little thematic energy, something like that.
Thematic energy.
You know, you feel me?
Yeah, I like that. Okay. So can you tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
So I'm an account director at a social media agency. So I work with the clients, I work with the teams, and I just make sure everything happens that needs to happen, staying on trend, staying on brand, staying on budget, staying on time.
Okay.
Just do it all.
You do it all.
Got my hands in a little everything.
Okay, you the get it done person. Like,
Exactly.
I like that.
Let's get it done.
Let's get it done. I like that. So what's something in your world, your industry, that you feel really needs to change?
Oh, that's such a great question. I want clients to take more risk, especially in social, because it should be a channel for exploration. Like, it's not something that's set in stone. It moves very fast. I want it to be more responsive to what people are doing and not just hopping on something just to hop on something, but really like understanding like where culture is going and having a bigger like hand in both shaping culture and not just reacting to it.
I feel like that's a tough conversation to have with clients.
It is. And, you know, it's a lot of clients are really focused on like very specific goals and very specific things. So it's hard to get them to think bigger, to think differently. But that's part of my job and what I'm trying to get done.
Let me ask you this. What do you think is like the biggest, since we talk about risk and everything, what's the biggest risk that you've taken in your career?
The biggest risk I've taken in my career, I guess the biggest risk I've taken is like kind of been not in my career, which was, you know, I was laid off and I was offered this job. I knew I could do it. I had like gotten to like all these interviews and I just felt like it was not like what my heart wanted and what I needed, where I needed to be. So I turned down the job after being laid off for a couple months. I did not have another job lined up, but like I just really felt like I had to tend to my soul and like do something that I felt was gonna be more fulfilling to me. And I feel like I was really rewarded for that because another opportunity came like right away. It happened fast and I love doing it. So just being able to not settle for just something just because it's there, but to take a leap by saying no, honestly.
Man, that's a big risk. Hard to say no.
It was very hard because I had to build, baby, I had to build. Yeah. But, you know, you have to, you know, work is not just about, you know, I'm fortunate enough that work does not have to just be about getting a check. It's an important part of the job. Obviously, I need to work to live, but I also want to be fulfilled in what I do. Yeah.
I like that. Was there any like mantra or anything you said to yourself during those times just to keep you going?
Just everything works out for me. You know, everything's working out for me. What's supposed to find me is going to find me, and just having a lot of confidence in myself and understanding that just give yourself time, be patient. When has it not worked out?
I'm loving these answers. I only got like 2 questions for you. So if your whole career journey was a movie, what movie would it be?
What movie would it be? It would be like a thriller. It would be funny. It would be a genre that doesn't exist right now. I always say my career path was more of an EKG than a straight line. I've taught English in South Korea. I've worked in reality TV. You know, I worked at advertising agency. I'm working at a social agency now. So it's just, you know, Wild Wild West maybe.
Shout out to Wild Wild West. I'm going to go ahead and say it. I love that movie. I used to watch it all the time when I was younger. I'll take that.
We're going straight.
Dude. See, this is why I knew that was what really drew. I thought it was a glass, but I knew I found a fellow Wild Wild. Yeah.
There's not many of us out here.
Not
you know?
many of us out here. That's
so
what
we gotta
community
stick together.
support. Absolutely.
Exactly.
All right. So last question for you. Basically, put us on to something that you love, you're interested in, or the world just needs to know more about.
I would say I'm really into the classical arts. I feel like that was a beautiful time period in music and in art. So I would encourage everyone to at least one time go to the symphony.
Oh, the symphony.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you play any instruments?
I am not musical in that way. I am the audience.
Appreciator.
Yes.
I like that. Hey,
Sure.
they need the audience. Where can everyone follow you and learn more about your journey?
You just gotta find me on the streets. You know, if you see me, you see me. If you don't, I hope you do at some point.
Okay. Hey, look out. She might be at the symphony.
Exactly. Perhaps.
Yep. All right. And what was your name again?
Tiffany.
Tiffany? All right. Well, thank you for your time, Tiffany.
Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Appreciate it. I do like them laugh.
I appreciate it.
All right. Let me see. I think it might be.
He went to sleep.
Oh, interesting. Got to interview you real quick. Oh, this is a cool setup.
My photo booth.
Is your photo booth?
Yeah.
It's rolling.
It's rolling.
Okay. We going. So what's your name?
Zuri.
Zuri
Johnson.
Zuri Johnson. Now, I've seen everyone with these pictures and all coming from this device here. This is your own business. That's what's up.
It's a business I co-founded with my sister Zoe Johnson. True kin booth club because we're true kin sisters.
Okay.
Yeah.
They say you shouldn't start a business with family, but you're like, now we're doing it anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. So what brought you out here today?
Well, I've known Janis since 2023. I started off as an intern at her company. And since then, we just kept up with each other. And she sent me this last year as an event to come to. And so I was like, okay, let me come. And then I never stopped after that. So very excited.
That's really cool to kind of start as an intern and now you're coming through as a contributor to what she's building.
Exactly. Super cool.
I like that. So let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like a first or a only in your journey?
Yes, definitely. I work in the film/video production industry. And so obviously that is not a space I see a lot of me in. In certain areas, certain sets, that's what you'll see. But on other sets or in corporate in the video film part, you'll definitely only see a certain demographic, a certain age range. So I've definitely felt like that before.
Man, all right. So it's kind of cool now that you're in this like kind of higher position. You were telling me that now you help other people you're going to put other people on for real, kind of get them gigs and everything. So that's cool.
Yeah, I send videographers out through my production company, Zuri Connects. We work with churches, ministries, faith-based businesses, and Christians in the marketplace. And we help people create video content from branding, commercial, music videos, creative, all the things, specifically within that niche.
I like this. I feel like you're in boss mode and everything, right?
Thank you.
Okay, so what's something about this industry, the world that you work in, that you really feel like needs to change?
Oh, man. The idea that you can't have your own. I think everyone expects you to help other people, but sometimes it's okay to start your own business. I mean, I have two and I'm only 24. So it's like, never let anyone tell you that you should wait to say it or wait to start anything. It's never too late and it's never too early.
Only 24, got two businesses. Do you ever feel like people like don't take you seriously because of your age, or does it not faze you at all?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people think that this is like my side gig. And I always tell them, no, like I full-time am an entrepreneur, serial entrepreneur at this point. So a lot of people are like, well, what do you actually do? And it's like, I actually run my production company. So they've definitely said that before.
So last question is to put me on one, where basically you could share something that you're really interested in, the world needs to know more about. It could literally be anything.
That I want to get to know more about?
Well, that basically you could put us all on to something real quick.
Oh, well, I'm currently learning sign language, and I think that a lot of people should, because there are a lot of communities who have a disability, and I feel like we accommodate a lot of those communities, but sign language is one of those communities that I feel like is not really accommodated. Not everyone knows sign language. Not everyone is learning it. So I have taken it upon myself to take private lessons just so I can be able to communicate with them and translate what we hear in the world to what they might not be able to hear. And I think everyone should do that. I encourage everyone to take lessons. Mine are only literally $35 for 1 hour. So you can definitely find an affordable teacher near you or online. So yeah, definitely look into some sign language lessons. It's really good.
ASL. What was that sign? What was that?
So sign language, and then also like finger spelling.
Okay. So what was that last sign you did?
Real good. This
really
is good. This is bad. Shout out Miss Vanessa, my teacher.
Okay. We did a really good job at this.
Thank you.
Yeah. Appreciate your time.
Thank you. Have a good day.
All right, that was the first not only event. I'm really glad I came. I learned a lot, met a lot of really cool people. There's something special about these intentional communities. So keep an eye out for everything that Janis is doing. A lot of people had a lot of great things to say about her, and it's very evident just like the care that goes with everything based on this event and everything. So keep an eye out. This is Wall from Boss on the Street. Let me know where we should go next, who we should speak to next, and what questions you have for people who are really out in the field doing their thing.